Hello, my dear ones. It's Mary Rosette, and today we're gonna talk about feeling guilty when you left an abuser, any kind of abuser. It can be narcissist, it can be gaslighter, it can be just any type of toxic person. It doesn't matter. Like pretty much all of them are the same, no matter what you call them. And I just want to tell you today that if you left abusers or narcissists, you are a hero. I'm very proud of you. And please try your best not to go back to them. You probably feel guilty because they sent you a message, maybe they called you and sent an email, maybe you met them somewhere and they made you feel guilty that you left them. How dare you to leave them? They were such a great people. They did not do anything bad to you at all. They were such a saint and you were such a horrible person to leave them. Blah, 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 blah. It's BS actually. If you got a message from them, just to let you know, they copy and pasted the same message probably to 25 people who left them. And they're probably now looking for you because you were convenient, you were doing something for them, some kind of a favor, maybe you were helping them financially, maybe you were supporting them emotionally, and now they couldn't find replacement temporarily for you. That's why they are sending this message. How I know this? They copy and paste the same message. Sometimes they don't care about other people so much, they forget to change the name. For example, instead of "Hi Mary, it's me, Cindy," instead of "Hi Mary," there is "Hi John," for example. So I'm not exaggerating. Sometimes they do send the same message to 25 or 30 people and they even forget to change the name. So why they remembered you? You were someone very convenient. For example, narcissist is thinking now, it was so great that I had my middle son or my middle daughter. She was so helpful. She used to pay for my mortgage all the time. She used to always support me emotionally. And now they left me. They don't talk to me anymore. And now there is no one to pay my mortgage or support me emotionally. And it happens a lot in life. I'm not making up a story. I can tell you, as a life coach, as a person who grew up with so many different narcissists in my household, that's why I know it. So they just haven't found a new replacement for you. So what narcissists do is when their victim leaves them, they find another one. And it's not necessarily after you left them. For example, you are a girlfriend or a boyfriend and you told them, you disclose them that they're abuser, and if they do not respect your boundaries, you're gonna leave them. Bingo. What they do now, they go online and search immediately for a new boyfriend or girlfriend. Immediately. Even before you left them. They can do that. Because you disclose them. They know their game is over with you. Because they know they do not respect anybody's boundaries, not just yours. And another thing with any type of abusers, I have another video. Don't get stuck in a victimhood after you left them, after you discovered someone was narcissistic in your family member, in your family, or among your friends or among your colleagues. After you disclose them, after you left them, for sure go through healing and forgive them, and don't be stuck in victimhood mentality, because when we always talk about narcissists or abusers of any type, when you always think about them, you will always keep attracting the same type of people, because our thoughts, our subconscious mind usually brings what we always think about in our life. Okay? And when you're trying to figure out, I noticed that a lot as a coach, and when I came many years ago, first time to see a psychotherapist, when psychotherapist trying to figure out who was all the narcissists in my life, I found out my friends, I said my co-workers, my ex-partners. I always left out my parents. Okay, so it happens a lot. I know we love our parents so much, and society and our religion, our culture always tells us parents are equivalent to God, to saints, and no matter what, they're always right. No matter what, they love us. This is biggest bullshit. When any kind of therapist or healer uh, tries to figure out who was the first person who abused you, who was the first person because of whom you became so emotional, because of whom you became so traumatized, it's usually someone very close to us, not always necessarily our parents, but someone very close to us. For example, siblings, or any other type of family member who was very close to us. We always remember different people like classmates, abusive teachers, abusive maybe principals, abusive friends, abusive even neighbors, but we always leave out closest people to us. But guess what? Those closest people are the very first abusers in our life. Okay? And doesn't matter who was very first one who abused you first. Yes, it matters when you go through a healing. You have to know who the abuser is. But do not feel guilty when you leave them. Believe me, narcissists, abusers, gaslighters, they don't love anyone. Okay? And if you left them, you did a great job. Because no matter what you do, they're not going to change. And when I did a past life regression healings, I saw that the same abusers that I met in this life, they were abuser in 2,500 other lives. And when spiritual teacher says that every life you are born a different person and you have a different life, it's not true until you pass your lesson. If you do not pass your lesson, you are crazy, narcissistic psycho. Every life you will be born as a narcissistic psycho person. But every time your life become degraded. How? For example, some of the narcissists I saw during my past life regression. For example, in one life, they were a noble, they were royalty. Next life, they became degraded to a servant. Next life, they became degraded to a slave. Or one life, very beginning, they were born in wealthy country. Next life, they're born in a little bit less wealthy country. Next life, they are in a third world country, born and they don't have money to buy a piece of bread or cup of water. That's why it's so important to learn your lesson, okay? And it's very rare. I've never met in my practice that narcissist said, yes, I'm abuser, I'm gonna change. But at least if you are a victim of an abuser, of a narcissist, of a gaslighter, any kind of toxic person, your lesson to figure out who they are and your lesson to deal with them, not to tolerate them and live with them under the same roof all your life, okay? You have to deal with them in a different way. If they're your coworker, you may get transferred to another department, another job. If they're friend, end your friendship. If they're partner, maybe end your relationship. It's not easy, I know, but you have to do it. At some point, you have to do it. Because they don't change. Are you gonna tolerate the abuse whole your life? And if they don't change in like 2,000 lives, do you think they're gonna change now and you feel guilty that you left them? No, you left them because you love yourself. Okay, you left them to keep your sanity because they don't have any boundaries towards other people, narcissists. If they're using you financially, they will rob you of your last 1 cent. If you are supporting them emotionally, they will rob off every single energy you have until you end up being in mental health hospital. Or you become sick and you end up being in a hospital again because you got a physical illness now. they will, not just can, they will for sure 100% use you to the last drop of energy, money, happiness, and health you have. Yes, they are abused people. That's why they became narcissists, but it doesn't give them any right to abuse anyone. Okay? They have to figure out themselves. They have to go through a healing. If they were abused, it doesn't mean you have to save them whole your life. And don't feel guilty that you left them. I will keep repeating many times throughout my video because I was feeling guilty for so many years that I left narcissist. And guess what? Even if it's your parents, they don't feel bad that they lost their child. It may sound very strange, but it is true. When their parents, they pretend the most. They call all family members, they call all friends, they cry, my child left me. How dare they? In the bottom of their heart, they don't give a shit that you left them, that you left your parents. A lot of victims who were victimized by their parents were shocked that after they left their parents, their parents did not give a shit that they left them. See, that's the proof. Here is the proof that narcissists, even if they're parents, they don't care about their children. They only care about themselves. That's it. You may say, but I see sometimes narcissists love them. When that happens, when they find another narcissist exactly with the same personality, that's the only time they may love that person. But that narcissist is exactly the same as this narcissist. So one day they betray each other, and you should see at that point how much they hate each other. But you have to watch and see. That part can be a shot as a Hollywood movie. I used to work for an employer. She used to hate everybody, and no matter how much hard employees work, she was very unhappy all the time. If we moved out from our desk by 1 inch, she used to go nuts, go back to your desk, do your job. They didn't like when employees goes to washroom, or she didn't even let to go employee to pharmacy to buy a painkiller. But when another narcissist showed up one day, that narcissist was like a princess there. She never did any kind of work. They both had exactly the same personality. Even though she never worked, this employer used to give her a promotion every month. And she never even used to come to her desk to work. See, when they find exactly the same type of narcissist, exactly like them, they fall in love with them. Because we personally love people who are similar to us, right? And why we love narcissists? Because they wear a mask, they pretend to be like nice people, they pretend to be someone else. And when they meet people who they think could be a great victim, they will wear a mask and they will act like they have the same personality as we do. That's why for many people it's hard to disclose an abuser, hard to disclose a narcissist for many years. They can wear a mask for decades, but eventually we'll learn our lesson. Eventually you will. I can sniff a narcissist from 100 miles. So don't worry, my dear ones. Don't feel guilty if you left a narcissist. Hopefully you will be smart enough and brave enough not to go back to them, because they don't love anyone. Please remember this, and heal yourself after you leave them. Don't get stuck into victim mentality. If you like this video, hit like, subscribe, watch my other videos. There are other great videos about abusers. I'm also writing a book about abusers and narcissists, because there are so many of them in our society, unfortunately. And Unfortunately, a lot of people do not see their true face right away, and it's okay. It's not your fault completely. As I said, they're great actors and actresses, but when the day comes when everyone discloses them, everyone discloses and takes off their masks, their game will be over. When their game is over, they cannot victimize anyone. They cannot use and they cannot abuse anyone anymore. I truly believe that day is gonna come. That's why I'm writing my book. That's why I'm making this video. I hope this video helps. If it does, share with others and hit bell so you don't miss my future videos. I love you a lot. See you in my next video.